From Studio A at 1 Biloxi Square in Fort Worth, Texas, this is the Grandpa and Pappy Show. Hi, everybody, and welcome into the Grandpa and Pappy Show. We're sitting here kind of reviewing some of the things that were said on today's topic, and some of these are hilarious.
I'm surprised I'm still alive after reading some of these, because most of them are applicable.
Well, welcome into the Grandpa and Pappy Show. We're the only podcast that we know of that gives you the silent majority a chance to tell us what's on your mind on any of the subjects that we come up with.
Because we're listening.
And because we're listening. That is correct. And we appreciate you joining us so much today. We are going to have fun today. We are going to have fun. We're going to be talking about the home remedies that you grew up with. You'll pardon the laughing, because some of these are just, I just have to shake my head, because A, I've heard of some of these and taken some of these, and B, some of them I haven't heard of, and I'm glad you guys are still around today to join us for the broadcast.
I'm amazed. I really am.
Have mercy on my soul. Hey, a couple of big things going on around the country. Dr. Fauci yesterday, there was emails, a ton of emails that was released showing that he knew that the COVID virus had escaped from the Wuhan lab in China. And a lot of the stuff that he has been advising us on for the last year and a half, he has no business telling us what to do, because he just absolutely was talking out of both sides of his mouth.
The shit of the bull.
Yes.
Many shit of the bull.
He was doing that. Yeah. And our own Governor Abbott, my partner made me aware this morning, is going to start arresting people coming across the border instead of letting them in.
By God, it's about time.
Yeah, he said he's given Biden enough time. You know, he's going to go down to the border and do what Biden should have been doing all along.
I wish the hell he'd
kudos to you, Governor Abbott. I appreciate it.
Ironsides.
Absolutely. And again, he reiterated that he is not paying any legislator in the state of Texas who gets up and walks out of any called session.
Yep.
So Governor's not playing any games, Pap. Not at all.
No, he's serious minded about all these problems. He really is.
Yeah.
And as he should be.
Yeah. You know? Yeah. It's about time somebody started looking out for Texans.
California and Arizona have all them border skippers.
Mm-hmm. That's exactly right.
Which they'll wind up here anyway, but at least it'll slow the process down a little bit, don't you think? Yeah.
I do. Yep. I surely do. Home remedies, man. Home remedies that you grew up with. That's our topic today, and it's going to be a lot of fun. Before we start reading what our wonderful listeners came up with, which are some good ones, let's put it that way.
Some good ones.
What was some of the home remedies you grew up with?
The one thing that really pops out of my mind right off the bat, we'd go. My grandparents lived halfway between a little town here in Texas called Muleshoe and Sudan.
Mm-hmm.
And we'd go spend our summers and a lot of holidays with them and everything.
Sure.
And if you had a chest cold or something like that, it was get the bottom of your feet rubbed down with Vaseline, petroleum salve.
Yep.
Your chest, about 4 coats, and then 2 fingers down the throat. A Vaseline.
A Vaseline or
Vaseline?
Vaseline.
Vaseline.
Or Vicks.
Well, same thing, yeah. Petroleum jelly. Yeah.
I just know. My dad used to be a carpenter.
Yeah.
And all through high school, I would work with him on occasion. And crazy me, I would step on nails. You know. And I'd come home limping, and my mom would make me take a bath, and then before I go to bed, she'd go up, get a long piece of raw bacon, and just wrap it around the foot where that nail went in, and put a little bandage on it, and put a sock on it, and wake up the next morning. There's no soreness. All that stuff had been drawn out.
That's crazy.
Hell, I never got a tetanus shot, hardly. I can't remember getting a tetanus shot when I was young.
My first tetanus shot was I was in my 30s and stepped on a nail, rusty nail.
Yeah.
And that's the first thing they did. Bam.
That's just some of the crazy remedies I had to put up with.
Oh,
we'll
God,
share some more throughout
tons
the.
of them. And I've recognized a few of these and skipping through here earlier.
There's some good ones. Let's get right to them.
Okay.
Now, you might want to get you a pen and paper and write some of these down because these people are still here, so evidently it works.
Mm-hmm.
Marty Blackwell Briscoe said it was Vicks because it worked miracles. Kind of like what you were saying, Pat. Emily Pritchett then asked, do you rub it on the bottom of your foot, then put on socks when you're feeling congested? It works wonders.
It also make the wax in your ears melt. That stuff is something. Paula Hicks Butler told us that gargling with warm, salty water will help with a sore throat or a sore tooth. Barton Taylor then told us to use kerosene on cuts and everything.
There's that word you got to remember, kerosene.
Yeah.
But I, being in the broadcast business for so long there on radio, when I would get a sore throat, I did gargle with warm, salty water, and it did help. It surely did.
Absolutely.
Our buddy Judge Chris Wood said the back of Dad's hand cured a lot of potential problems. Tom Coombs told the judge that his dad's phrase for it was hand soup.
That'll get her done every time.
Make you forget you're sick.
My dad had ginormous hands, right? And his index and middle finger was about as big as a hickory hammer handle.
God.
And when you was out of line or just said something plumb stupid, it was dink.
Boink. That's all it took.
I swear that's why I got a bald spot on the back of my head. Butch Hollenbach said it was Campho-Phenique for cuts and castor oil each night just because, why not? Alice Harvey and Emery told us to use a warm cloth on a toothache or an earache. She also said this is a great question of the day.
So, Alice, I hope you're writing down all of these. I know you got some grandkids.
She probably got a recipe book.
Oh, yeah.
all us old schoolers got that recipe book.
They certainly do. Donna Briggs Moss said my grandmother would take a teaspoonful of sugar and pour kerosene on it and give it to us for almost any ailment. It's a wonder we lived. Butch Hallenbeck came back to say they use compound W for warts.
Hey, that's some good stuff, man.
I remember, as a young guy, our family didn't have a lot. I mean, we grew up pretty poor. But they used to sell these products called Watkins Products. They would sell them door to door. And I remember Mom would get some of that cough medicine that they had, and most vile tasting stuff that I can ever remember taking.
That crap had morphine and stuff.
Whoa, Lord, it was terrible. Yep. And you had some Watkins rub, salve and stuff like that. But that cough syrup, my God.
No, it's codeine cough syrup, yeah.
That would drive a man to drinking, that's for sure.
Sure made you sleep like a baby, though, didn't it?
Ain't it so?
Our buddy Lisa Seeley told us the best thing to use for cough is lemon and sugar mixed. She must not have whiskey in the house. Yeah, Paula Hicks Butler said use warm water in a glass jar for a sore ear.
Okay, now I figured that one out. I hadn't figured that one out. You hold it up to your ear? You just hold it up to your ear and let it do its soothing?
Well, I don't know.
I can hear the cogwheels turning over here. What you got, Karen?
Well, I know when I was little, I had ear infections all the time.
Yeah, I did too.
And my mom would heat up sweet oil. Yeah. And you still can get sweet oil to this day, and I keep it on hand.
Grandma used that stuff
and
a lot
put it
too.
Down in your ear, and then put a piece of cotton in there, and for earache.
Yeah,
that's right.
My mom did too. Yeah.
Huh. Well, and my sweet little daughter-in-law, Cassie Terry, told Paula we did a roll-up newspaper, then lit it on fire. It works like those ear candles. And I've been seeing those a lot online lately. Have you seen those?
No, I haven't.
It looks
It
like,
melts the wax right out of there.
I'll tell you, yeah, you just set it on a saucer, cup, or whatever, and set it on your ear. And it gets rid of evil spirits and most people too.
I ain't going there.
It works.
Barry Wilson said, "Damn, after reading all these remedies, you'll never have to go to the doctor. These remedies will either cure you or kill you. And I guess they work since all of you are sharing them with us."
Apparently so.
That's what we were saying to begin the broadcast.
Barry wondering what the hell's wrong with everybody. What's the matter, you people? Oh, Lordy. Chris Schomburg said the best thing for a sore throat is honey, lemon, and whiskey, Lisa Seeley.
Yeah, buddy.
Carol Tinkler told us it was monkey blood, or known as mercurochrome. I hated that stuff. Jimmy Mason said not just to hold a lemon. Jimmy Mason said to just hold the lemon and honey so that the whiskey
could take effect. Now, Special K, while I was laughing in there, transcribing all these things. Some of these were just too priceless, I'm telling you. I remember now, my grandmother, my mother's mother, her cure-all for everything was a toddy.
Yeah.
And it took me and my brother about that long to figure out, coughing around grandma. Don't pay any attention to her. Just
Yep.
She'd say, "Come here, boys."
Got something for you.
We would go in there. Of course, we were quiet after that.
Talk about the mercurochrome. How do you say it?
Monkey blood.
Well, anyway, this is not a home remedy, but this was like a home tanning. Before the tanning stuff came out, we would put mercurochrome in baby oil and wipe it all over our bodies and then go lay out and fry.
Oh, good.
And it made you look a little darker, I'm just saying.
But the soreness went on for days.
I don't know why I'm even thinking about this.
It might have been iodine.
Same stuff, isn't it? Pretty much. Yeah. Oh, Joan Rivers was talking one time. She was so flat-chested when she was growing up that one of her remedies to grow bigger breast was to dip her finger in sugar water and dab it on her nipples and lay outside without her blouse or bra on, hoping a mosquito would land on her.
I wish that every day of my life.
I heard that.
Well, it didn't work for Jones.
I know this mercurochrome that we're talking about, or monkey blood as people calls it. Back in the day, that's what you traded all cuts and stuff with. I used to look like a painted up Indian warrior.
Hey, that stuff don't wash off either.
No, it don't. It's got to wear off.
Like dye.
I'd be embarrassed to go to school some days, man. I had it all over me.
I knocked a bottle over one time. It landed in the sink, splashed up, got on my face and neck.
People thought you had a disease.
I had nobody around me for several days after that.
I'll bet you did. Yep. Bubba Kaiser, now I like this one. Bubba Kaiser said to use pine soil on any cuts, scrapes, or bruises. Yeah. Also use snuff on insect stings.
Now that works.
It does. My mom used to do that to me. Mark Sanderson said, "That is funny. My grandmother used to do the same thing to us boys when we got a wasp sting or something. It was sickening. But it sure did work."
Damn Skippy, it did. I had a new roof put on a house in Houston. My two youngest boys' mother and I was together at the time, and I was in between these tall shrubs and the brick in front of the house, getting remnants of tar paper and cut roofing off. And wearing a pair of shorts and had a sleeveless Wrangler shirt on. It was about halfway unsnapped, and 3 of them big-ass red hornets fell down my shirt. And I mean, bam, 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 just all around my left side. I thought I was having a heart attack, man.
Oh, I bet. Those things don't mess around.
So I went in. That's the first thing that Laura did was got out the Band-Aids, grabbed my cigarettes, pulled out a pinch, spit on it, put it in the Band-Aid, slapped it on her. And I looked at her like she done lost her damn mind. And I mean, it wasn't an hour later, those stingers were out.
Wow.
All 3 of them.
How about that?
And it helps take a lot of the soreness out too. So yeah, that does work. I can testify on that one. Kimberly Smith Hogg suggested hot toddies for croupy coughs. You know, honey, lemon, and whiskey. She used it at a young age.
Yes,
I bet
sir.
you didn't have a cough then, no, did you?
Yes, sir.
Paul Edgar gave us a good recipe for curing indigestion. He said mix baking soda into 1 quart of water, stir and drink. You know, and I've heard that.
I have too.
I don't recall ever trying it, but I don't even know where I heard it, but probably from Grandma. You know?
Yeah. Ana Laura Hernandez said getting an egg rubbing to get rid of Ojo. O-J-O.
Is that Oho?
She said LOL, the evil eye. Cassie Terry agreed by saying, yep, that too. I've had one partially cooked once. We'll have to ask Cassie about what that is. I haven't heard of that one.
You know, Cassie's serious-minded enough that if she's tried it and it worked, I wouldn't think twice about doing it, you know.
Well, she did come back with a good statement.
She did. With some other remedies. She said honey and lemon for a sore throat, gargling with salt water, soaking feet in warm water, put Vicks on your feet, under your nose and chest, and put socks on before sleep. Also slice an aloe vera leaf open and rub its contents on sunburns. Yeah, I've done that many times.
Yeah.
One that I tried recently was to dump boiled water over a raw cut-up onion. Put the bowl with the onion on your nightstand. The aroma works wonders for a dry cough. Really? I want to do that for my dog. My daughter's cough went away almost instantly, and she was able to sleep the rest of the night cough-free.
Well, there you go.
99 little onion.
Well, we have quite a few more to get to, but we're going to take a brief time out for this, and we'll be back with more of you on the Grandpa and Pappy Show after this.
Yep.
I know this guy. I've talked to him on the phone. He knows his stuff. I know this guy. I've talked to him on the phone. He knows his stuff.
Our subject matter today is a good one. What home remedies did you grow up with? And I'm sure a lot of the older generation out there that's listening, you guys have all kinds of stories about remedies you were treated with. Like Billy J. Thomas, who also sang the praises of a good toddy with whiskey, honey, and lemon.
Hear, hear.
For a good cough. Susan Saunders said to soak your feet in warm water and Tide laundry powder for blisters. I thought my grandparents were crazy, but it worked. Also, you can use Windex on carpet stains.
Yeah, but if you use too much Windex, you're gonna bleach out your carpet.
But you'll be able to see through it, you know.
You have that one clean spot anyway. I've never heard of the Tide laundry powder.
I haven't either. That's a new one on me.
You know, and Susan, I think your grandparents were crazy. I've never heard of that before.
Cray.
But I bet it works. Kind of like putting rice in a wet phone, you know.
Yeah, I understand.
Who knows why it works? Janice Sue Barker said my mom and grandmother mixed up a salve that had Vaseline, kerosene, Vicks, and God only knows what else. They'd rub it on your chest and back, put real warm towels over it, and make us go to bed and pull heavy covers up to your throat. It smelled awful. They called in a Sally rag and used it for really bad colds and pneumonia.
Yeah, they called it a Sally rag, and I've heard
Sally
this.
rag.
All my life growing up. I never remember if she did, if my mom used that on me or not. I have no clue. Nelda Pounds later, you told Janice that she was just about to comment about the Sally rag. Ours was just Vicks and a dry rag. I hated that stuff on my back. Charlie George told Nelda that hers was mentholatum, and it was on the Sally rag.
Jerry Blum.
Yeah, our buddy Jerry.
Our buddy Jerry Blum says if you pee in the road, you'll get a sty on your eye. Put rock candy in a bottle of whiskey for cough syrup. Also use kerosene on cuts and bruises. All that crap must have worked. He's still around with us.
There's that word again, kerosene. I guarantee you didn't smoke a damn cigarette if you use that. Oh, these are good. We need a good laugh today. America needs a good laugh. Other than looking at the guy running our country. Let's see here.
Jim Kraus.
Jim Kraus said, my family poultice was made from raw beeswax. It was good for pulling deep-seated splinters and such. The family recipe was passed down by my great-great-grandfather, Dr. William Kraus.
He should know. He was a doctor.
Yes, it was.
Boy, I love me some beeswax. Actually, the honeycomb is what I like.
Oh, yeah.
I'm a Dapper Dan man. I don't use beeswax.
Here we go.
Shirley Mills suggested using warm oil in the ear for earaches, which I had frequently. Joe Belt also sang the praises of using kerosene on lacerations, and Harold Dixon also said kerosene disinfectant in a bad cut. Well, in a bad cut? Isn't that what made the cow jump over the damn moon?
Yeah, there you go. Joey Tibo said he used catnip tea as a mild sedative. She used catnip tea as a mild sedative. Huh. They used dried catnip flowers and leaves. My mom gave it to me, brewed in a fresh fruit punch when I wouldn't sleep because of nightmares when I was in grade school. It worked.
Catnip flowers.
I've never heard of that. Have you, Karen? You heard of it? No? Mm-hmm. Okay. You got us on that one.
What they give cats to make them go berserk.
Oh. Yeah, I was going to say the cats dig it.
No, it's like a high for them.
Yeah. Ty Wilma said to use hot water with salt in it and suck it up your nose for sinus problems. It was the original neti pot. Now, there's a term I've heard, neti pot.
Whoa.
Boy.
Just
make you forget all about that plugged up nose, man. It burned like...
No kidding. If that don't clear your sinuses, nothing will. I'm telling you.
The devil's jabbing at you.
Charlie George says to use hot lemonade, lemon juice, and hot water every hour until sneezing, chills, and aches went away. Yeah. Nighttime came the hot toddies.
Yeah.
Joe Belt said to use homemade lye soap on cuts and scrapes. Also a quick bleach rinse on a yellow jacket sting. I've heard of that.
Ooh, I've never heard of that.
I have heard of that.
Now, the homemade lye soap on cuts and scrapes I've heard of.
Yeah.
My grandparents used to do that. In fact, she'd make her own soap, lye soap, and that stuff tastes like hell when you said a dirty word. Paul Edgar agreed, saying that the bleach is good for fire ant bites, and Chris Whitworth said, yep, he used it on fire ant stings as well.
Yeah.
There you go.
Well, there you go.
By God.
You learn something every day out there, folks.
Kind of makes you want to grab a jug of Clorox and go dance in a piss ant bed, don't it?
It does.
Not.
It do?
Not.
Okay. Deborah Foltz said they used a hot water bottle and mentholatum on their chest and underarms for a bad cold. Mm-hmm. Jerry Blum says to use cold coffee on poison ivy.
Now that I hadn't heard.
I haven't heard that one either. Terry McDonald said for them it was turpentine.
Turpentine.
Man, isn't that what you take off stain with?
Yeah.
My mom used that mess on us for all sorts of reasons.
Yeah, probably because she's mad at you.
Yeah, no kidding.
Mike Tanner told us it was the standard Vicks Vapor Rub smeared on my chest for a cold or cough. Mm-hmm. And number one boy's son, Jason Terry, agreed with the Vicks for everything. And Alexander Schmidnick said, yep, and chicken soup. Russell Curlin said for him it was mustard packs. Oh, my God, Russ, you older than I thought you were, man. Mustard packs for a sore back. You remember that?
Yeah, I do.
Big-ass patches on the lower back. Dad used to wear those.
Holy smokes. Joe Walker said they used monkey blood or mercurochrome, onion tea, mustard poultices, Vicks rubbed inside the throat, like you were saying, and putting tobacco moistened and placed on an insect bite.
She a nurse. She knows.
Well, there you go.
By God. Nora Daniel says to roll up a newspaper and stick one side of it in your ear, then light the other end on fire to help an earache, just as Cassie was talking about. It's supposed to get the air out of it and release the pressure.
I don't know about you. I'm not sticking no newspaper in my ear and lighting the other side.
I can see Cassie now.
You light it and then blow it out.
Lord have mercy.
Well, you gotta let it burn.
Your hair and everything else on fire.
You gotta let it burn a little bit. And I can just see it now, Cassie probably elbowing old Jordan go, I hope the hell he's down here in our living room when he tries that.
Yeah, no kidding.
Yeah,
James Walters said, if you want to battle chest congestion, simply boil a pan of water, turn the fire off, then add a teaspoon of Vicks to the boiling water.
Yeah.
Put a towel over your head and breathe in the fumes.
Yep.
You will smell like hell, but it breaks up the congestion and lets you breathe freely. This I do know. I have done this.
It works. Yeah.
It does.
Yeah, we've done it before as well. Twyla Richards posted on a bottle of Mercurochrome on her Facebook groups page and asked if any of our listeners ever used it on a skint, knee, or cut. She got some good answers like the following.
Cindy Douglas saying, I remember telling my mom to blow on it because it did. It burnt like fire.
Hell. Yeah, it did.
But honestly, nothing helped that sting. Joshua Fenelon said if that bottle came out, I was instantly okay again and not in any need of attention. That stuff sucked.
Yeah, but Joshua, once it come out, it was too late to feel better.
Too late, yeah.
Get in here.
Yeah.
Tiffany Miller told Twyla that I liked it, to be honest, and I don't remember it burning. I just remember feeling comfort when I got hurt and knew it was going to be used. Instant relief.
Yeah, I think, Tiffany, that was your mama's care.
She's a tough old gal.
Yeah.
If that stuff didn't burn.
Andrea Jones says she used it and she hated to see that bottle come out.
No.
Jackie Cohen said, oh, man, it was the worst. And Darla Walker said, I know that's right.
That's right.
I know that's right.
Oh, man. This is crazy. And last but not least, to close this segment out on the show, Mike Tanner said that stuff was the closest thing to hell on earth. And David Hernandez said, hell, this brought you back to life.
Maybe they should have called it the Lazarus potion or something.
I heard if you rubbed it, that little swabber that come in there, you dab a little on your butt before a track meet, you'd always guaranteed a ribbon.
There you go. Hey, thanks, guys.
That was great, guys.
It was great. It was fun, and hopefully you learned some good stuff like we did.
Yeah.
Those old-time remedies, you just can't beat them.
Mommy, why am I still alive?
Yeah, that's a good question.
Oh, Lord.
Let's take a look at some of the viewer comments right quickly we got in. Jonathan Cummins watched our show on the greatest obstacles facing our nation and told us it's very simple. It's a division by our masters.
Well said, Jonathan. And by the way, welcome aboard, bud.
Absolutely.
Glad to have you jump on board. He's a buddy of ours who lives down on the coast, down around mine and Jason's old stomping grounds.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah, Matt Sinclair talked about a show on open carry in Texas. He said, I watched a show on YouTube and listened to the differing opinions and watched astonished that some people actually acknowledged that they needed gun training. That's a good start, guys. We don't need a bunch of pistol-packing people walking around who don't know anything about them.
That's the honest-to-God truth.
You know, and that's very well said.
That's what you and I were talking about when we did the show.
Deep background checks and safety training. Then I won't have a problem with
Now,
it.
Pappy, this next one got me going. It got me mad in the beginning.
Yeah.
But then I wound up laughing my rear end off. Our show on Joe Biden's first 100 days in office got the ire built up in Marjorie Sanders. She told us to remember that he is the president of these United States. So cut him some slack. That's when I was fuming. Then I read on. He's done some great things. Things like screwing up the oil industry, the illegal immigrant handling at the border, spending wildly. Just kidding you guys. He's a total embarrassment to our country.
I like Marjorie. She got a sense of humor.
She got a great sense of humor.
Yeah.
Well, it worked, Marjorie, because I started off reading it and I got mad. By the time I got through, I was laughing my rear off.
He was still trying to get mad when he was showing it to me earlier. That's a great post, though. And to close out today's show on reviewer comments, John Paul Ritchie said our show on where our country is headed was a good one. If you ask me, I'll tell you it headed straight for socialism if people don't put a foot down now and stem the curb of communism in America. I don't care whose feelings get hurt. I like my free America.
Bingo.
Right there with you, Brother John.
We are right there with you.
Yes, sir.
We appreciate all the viewer comments and all of the opinions expressed on today's subject.
You guys are great.
It was too much fun, Pappy. It really was too much fun today. Yeah. I love that. Every once in a while, we need to loosen it up and have a good time.
I'm about ready for current events not to be so current so we can have some fun.
Yeah, that's true. That is true. Yeah. Hey, if you have an idea, a suggestion, or a topic that you'd like us to tackle and have our listeners tackle it also, it's very simple.
What they need to do?
Well, right over my shoulder here. You can send it to our email address at grandpaandpappy@gmail.com.
Certainly a good way to get her going.
Or
you can simply hit us up on our show website page, which can be found by keying in www.grandpaandpappy.com. That's grandpa and the letter npappy.com, where you'll see this big old magic red button that says subscribe on YouTube here. Follow the instructions. It's simple and won't cost you one thin penny, brother.
Not a dime.
That's right.
That's right.
You also have access to our Facebook page, Instagram, Twitter, and all kind of stuff.
Our Facebook group page, Pappy, that's where people can go to see 98% of the opinions that we read here on the show before we, shall we say, edit them for broadcast.
Before you edit them.
But anyway, it was a lot of fun today, and God bless you. We love you guys. Thank you very much for joining us. And we have some guests coming up on Monday's show.
Who would that be?
Gary Vaughn is going to be joining us. Gary is an U.S. Army veteran.
Retired.
And he's going to join us talking about some of the things going on in our great country today from a layman's standpoint and a former military guy.
He rode around in them old big-ass tanks. He was a tank battalion guy.
Yeah.
Jeez.
And if you'd like to appear on the Grandpa and Pappy Show as a guest, very simple. Just get in touch with us at any of the aforementioned ways to get a hold of us. Yeah. And we'll get a hold of you, get it all set up.
Let us know.
And you're more than welcome to be on our show.
Let us know.
We always close out all of our broadcasts by telling you to reach out and hug your kids and let them know that you love them.
Let them know that they're loved right here at the Grandpa and Pappy Show 2 by Guide.
That's exactly
Give
right.
them a hug from us.
We hope you have a great weekend, everybody. Take care of one another. God bless you. God bless America, and we'll see you back on Monday.
Till
then,
have a great weekend.